Welcome to November. We are going to do a collective reading to see what is going to be coming through, what does the energy feel like in the collective right now, and what it is trying to show us. I feel like over the last couple months, a lot of things really have been happening in such a powerful and significant way, whether that has meant closed doors, whether that has meant new beginnings, whether that has meant you moving or making decisions that you've been putting off or holding back on. This really is a moment of empowerment where your circumstances may or not always look or feel like how you want them to, but your trust and faith is what's driving it forward, is what's changing that reality over time. So we're going to do some cards. We're going to see what is coming through, but first and foremost, take a nice deep breath for me. Take a nice deep breath. Wherever you are listening to this, allow yourself just a quiet moment to reconnect with you, reconnect with the earth, reconnect with what you want this month to mean for you. I feel like October was a month where we in some way may have been putting other people first, living for other people, and this is a month where it really does get to be about you. And I do feel like the closure of this year also means the closure of a lot of karmic patterns, a lot of karmic cycles. This really is the leave it all behind and move towards your greatness, move towards your success, move towards your happiness. 2026 is entirely going to be a new cycle that was created just for you. And so it's about that experience. And so you're filtering out, you're learning lessons quickly so that they don't repeat, and you're closing chapters and doors in your life that no longer need to be reopened. So this week feels like the moment after the storm. We have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, which is opening this reading. And that quiet point of recovery when the weight starts to lift and you realize that the worst really is behind you. And I think with the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords is highlighting that this energy being reversed now, it's not getting worse. You may have to start again, but it's from a new place. It's not from the bottom. You're not starting everything again. You're starting from a place where you have so much more wisdom, so much more experience, so much more of what you need that's actually going to get you ahead with none of that lingering energy behind you. So the worst really is behind you, and I feel like I need to repeat that again. Okay, so we're going to use some Kipper cards this morning. Okay, so we have the cards are talking this morning. We have poverty, message of concern, journey, message. Damn, a lot of messages coming through. False person. Then we also have great fortune and the courthouse. I like that. I really like that. And we also have journey in the middle as well. So this is telling me the kind of a story that this has been a really long journey for you. With the poverty, message of concern kind of cards, those are old fears of not having enough, of being left behind by life, I want to say, not generally just by people, but feeling left behind and abandoned by your spirit team, by the universe. But with the journey card and the message, this itself is movement and signs. So the little moments that whisper something is shifting, that's what's coming through here. And I often say that when we are experiencing that kind of adversity, when we are experiencing the opposite of what we really want to happen, it's usually a significant point where everything is about to change for the better. And so I kind of feel like that's the confirmation of this, right? We have that poverty, which is that lack, that frustration, that struggle. Even if it's not completely connected to money, it is that struggling kind of energy. So we have the false person coming through as well, which I feel like this to me, specifically since the start, or actually no, specifically since Halloween, the false person represents a mask falling away. It could represent there no longer being this veil between the 3D and the 5D, you know, the spiritual and the 3D. The illusion perhaps about struggle being your identity, or that scarcity is your story. I feel like the mask is falling away where you're no longer choosing that story for yourself anymore. It may have been a part of your experience, but it's not who you are. You know, the money in your bank account, the things that come through do not represent the person that you are. And so I feel like your story is changing. Your story is changing, and it's almost as if like spirit had to almost tighten things to the point where you can't walk out of this season in the same way, thinking those same thoughts, having that same mindset, because it's almost like spirit is squeezing you so tightly. All of that starts to fall out. All of that starts to drip off you. So I like that. And then we have the Great Fortune card, which, yes, we love this. And we also have the Courthouse coming through as well. That is, when I see Courthouse, it's making me think of Judgment. It's making me think of Libra. It is the karmic balancing. So the universe is making things right again. That's what it feels like, because this top part of the reading, it feels heavy, you know, it feels heavy. It feels like you couldn't move. It feels like you really couldn't, there was not much movement or progression in your life. It's almost like you were pulled back and you were put in a cell, you were put in jail, and no matter what you tried or what you did, you really couldn't escape it. You had to be a part of every single moment. So I want to say that you really have been through a lot. You've been through a lot in life. And so this karmic balancing is like the universe coming in to make things right again. And so it fits perfectly with the larger story, because this isn't just another week. You are standing. My throat chakra is like, so there are things happening here. You're standing at the closing chapter of a karmic cycle. This could be like the tail end of like your, I think it's Sade Sati, and like the 7.5 years. Yeah, the 7.5 years of like Saturn's lessons. You could be standing at the tail end of that. And so Saturn has been reshaping you from the inside out, okay? Teaching you emotional maturity, teaching you discipline, teaching you faith in your own worth, teaching you what started your journey is now the end of it. And for some of you, this could have been like, you know, a 7-year cycle. This could have been 12 years of your life that you have been face to face with karma and just walking through complete fire. But I do feel like the karmic wheel is turning over. You know, you're no longer being tested. You're really being initiated. And so we've got some tarot cards coming up as well, which I really like. This is going to clarify it a little bit further for you guys, but this is kind of expanding it. So we have the Judgment, we have the Fool, we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles reversed, okay, Magician and Death, and then what do we have on the top? Oh my, Temperance. Okay, Temperance is the divine timing. That's what that is. Temperance being on top, divine timing. Judgment is the awakening. We've got the full Aquarius energy, which is our leap. You know, it's our leap of faith. We do have our 10 of Pentacles as well, which is a foundation that lasts. So like I said, if you feel like you're starting again from a foundation that's actually going to allow you to thrive. You're not stuck in a box. You're not stuck in a room. You're not stuck in something that was not allowing you to grow. You're going to be in something that allows you to be your absolute best. We have 5 of Pentacles reverse, which is no longer left out in the cold, no longer being abandoned. And I feel like this is because you're no longer abandoning yourself. With the Magician, we also had the Death and Rebirth. This is rebirth through self-mastery. So I like this. This is kind of like Saturn is saying, just slow down. You know, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Even if you think you aren't, you gotta know. you're exactly where you are meant to be. Okay, so you may be feeling like, oh, I need to go and do this or do that, or I need to like make more money or do more things. Spirit is kind of saying just like ease up a little bit. You really don't have to do that anymore. And for some of you that have been in this deep scarcity, this kind of struggle energy, that'll be really hard for you because you're used to really working really hard. You're used to squeezing every bit of juice out of that lemon, right? You're used to having to do whatever it takes. And so this energy is going to feel a little bit harder this week, but it is going to help because it's almost as if like your manifestations have already happened and you slowing down is just allowing your body some sort of grace, some sort of just something about it. It's just like telling you like, it's okay. We can do this. We can let go. We can release. We can do this and know that it's not determining our future. We can slow down and know that because I'm putting in effort does not mean that I'm going to get less money or less movement or less blessings. That's not how it works anymore. This is my experience and this is my story. So I actually get rewarded for slowing down. I actually get rewarded for listening to my body instead of punished. So we have the Empress. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups. So you're stepping into creation now. You're no longer chasing. You are attracting. The Empress energy is your creative abundance coming through. Which again, when you think of an Empress, she's not running. She's not chasing. Okay, she's not fighting. She's embracing. She's embodying. She's living. She's being a part of the experience in the moment. Page of Pentacles is your fresh start. Okay, this is the seed of a new opportunity, a new door. And with the Nine of Cups, this is a door that is providing a wish fulfilled. And it's also providing this feeling of like deep contentment. It's just that sigh of relief to go, like you can relax, after you get a massage or something. It's like your body is like in this relaxed and receiving state. So yes, you're stepping into that creation now. You're stepping into all of the work that you've just done. This is what it's created for you. So we have the Ace of Cups coming out here. We have the Seven of Swords. We also have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups? Yes, we do. And we have Nine of Cups come out again. So again, Ace of Cups, heart is reopening. We're not running anymore from really anything. Even if we really want to, we're not running anymore. Some of you maybe have been running your whole life and maybe you've been doing it in a very subconscious way when you just haven't been totally aware that you were doing it. But yes, this is the end of self-deception. This is clarity after a lot of confusion, especially with the Seven of Cups reverse. This is getting the clarity that you need, getting the answers. Things not feeling so foggy or cloudy anymore. Knowing your mind, knowing yourself. So you're seeing the truth clearly now, but you're also seeing yourself clearly now too. Everything that you've lived, the scarcity, the stress, the lessons, wasn't punishment. It was your initiation. It was Saturn's way of showing you what you're made of, and now you know. Sometimes we don't always want to go through those things, and sometimes we really don't have a choice. But that was Saturn's way of showing you what you've made of, and now you know. So you are the Magician, you are the Fool, and the Empress all at once. You are the creator, the dreamer, the nurturer. The universe isn't testing you anymore. It's ready to collaborate with you. So this week, walk with quiet confidence. Let your nervous system relax into a new timeline. You've paid your karmic dues. You've earned your wisdom. You have more than earned your wisdom. And now you rise. Not from survival, but from self-trust, from creation, from a place of love. So this is the first breath of your new life.